You're watching Kicking It with Onrie, the live shopping show.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Kicking It with Onrie, the live shopping show. I'm your host, Onrie Kompin, and welcome to 50 Cent Friday. We're doing 50-cent books today. I have a whole long box full of 50-cent books that I'm going to be busting out for you guys. I'm going to wait for the room to fill up here in just a second. And we got some really good books for sale today. Doing some really good deals. We had a really spectacular show on Wednesday where we brought back our booting. And for those of you guys who missed it, I'm about to air both the setup video and the actual booting as soon as Phil Riley comes into the room, because Phil is the guy who actually gave me the idea for this booting. So once Phil gets in, we'll air that video. But other than that, we had a really great week going through stuff, and I just want to let you guys know how much I appreciate it. This morning and yesterday, I spent a lot of time reading comics. Not gonna lie, I've just spent a lot of time reading new books and stuff that's in my pile. I'm making my way through finishing up Armor Wars 2 on Iron Man, which has been really great. Spectacular work by John Romita Jr. Doesn't really correlate with the original Armor Wars. In fact, it doesn't even nod to it. It's almost like it's its own thing. I don't even know why they called it Armor Wars 2. But the idea, I guess, correlates in the sense that some enemy is trying to control Tony Stark's technology, and I guess that's why they both kind of come together. And the one thing I have to say I really am enjoying about this, I've always been a John Romita Jr. fan. Okay, I take that back. I was not always a John Romita Jr. fan. In fact, I went a long period of not liking John Romita Jr.'s artwork at all. I remember when he was on Spider-Man, I was really frustrated at how dramatically different his Peter Parker was to Mark Bagley's, because Mark Bagley always gave Peter more of like a trimmer haircut. And then you read John Romita Jr.'s Spider-Man, he's got, wavy, lengthy hair. Turns out, after all these years, I found out why John does that. He does that because he sees himself in these characters. And so he's purposely drawing himself as these characters. He does the same thing with Iron Man. He's got, really curly, wavy hair. But the artwork is just sensational. No one could do a fight scene better than John Romita Jr. And the latest issues of Amazing Spider-Man, he has been killing it. This week's issue was done by somebody else, but really good dialogue in this latest issue of Spider-Man. I thought it was really good. I'm going to post some rapid reviews pretty soon of books that I read this week. And I think I'm going to try and do this as often as I can, just give you guys a lowdown of what I'm picking up from local comic shops. And I'm also thinking about setting up an account so that I can actually start to sell you guys new comics. It has to make enough sense for me because I don't have a comic shop. So basically the way it works is if you set up an account and you have a regular order stream coming through, then they can give you a bigger discount on the wholesale. And I have no plans to open a comic shop, but if I can start to hook you guys up, those of you guys who don't have comic shops nearby, if I can hook you up with some deals and get you guys new comics, that would be really cool too. And I'll get new comics too, which means I can have my own pull list and bring you guys along for it. So I'm kind of thinking about that still. I'm trying to work out the logistics so that it actually makes sense financially for me. I'm also still navigating through all the convention stuff because I have to start applying for conventions that I want to do next year now. And I've actually put my hat in for New Orleans and Portland for next year. And I'm trying to see what I can do about getting a booth for San Diego Comic-Con. Still waitlisted on Emerald City, even though I followed up with my rep. He put me over to somebody else who basically sent an automatic email saying, this is where we're at right now. We're focusing on New York Comic-Con, so we'll get to you when we can. If you already have your answers, meaning if you're waitlisted, then that's where you are. There's nothing that's opened up. Nothing that's particularly changed yet. So my hope is to actually reach out to someone over at New York Comic Con when I go there in October to that rep and just introduce myself and see what could be done. It would be really great to get in. I'm really excited about it. I love Emerald City Comic Con. And yeah, and then it's also getting ready for next week for Fan Expo Chicago. That's coming next week. So I'll be the good thing about that is it's going to be a home show for me. And the good thing about the last quarter of the year is that's when a lot of the Midwest shows occur. So I don't have to ship as much stuff. I can drive with it. And that's a good thing for you guys too, because that's really when I kind of load up for the holidays. And I can buy books at conventions. I don't typically buy books at conventions as often. And the good thing about the last quarter of the year is a lot of retailers want to dump a lot of their stuff, so I can buy more books at a cheaper discount, which is primarily where a lot of today's stuff is coming from. We're blowing out a lot of stuff from that I bought last year at like Grand Rapids and Columbus, things like that. So and I'm doing a much higher discount. I was selling those books at $2. Today, you guys are going to have access to them at 50 cents a pop because I already, kind of mined through them, and I got to clear everything out and kind of keep things moving. So, Heath Hoxie, what's up, dude? I haven't seen you in a minute. How are you doing, brother? All the way from California. As always, we're doing the same deals. If you spend 25 bucks with me, you're going to get to spin the wheel here at the end of the show, and you're going to win something no matter what. You spend 50 bucks with me, and you get free shipping on your order. Now, I just want to let you guys know, all the books that you see on the bottom row here, I am very eager to sell them too. The more stuff I can sell, the more buying power I have. Right now, I have to be very, very conservative with buying anything at all. But if we can move through this stuff, I'm obviously going to have to replenish that stock with new stuff. So next week, I plan on going to Keith's Comics, a shop that's out in Schaumburg and is actually closing its doors as of September. So he's got a huge 50-cent bin, and he's also got huge discounts on his back issues. So I would like to come over there with a little bit of a budget, and we can do that if we move through a lot of this stuff today. So if there's anything you see that you like on the lower rack here, and my price is a little too high, throw me an offer for what you are willing to pay for it, and chances are I'll either meet you there or I'll meet you in the middle. A lot of people have been wheeling and dealing with me all week long, and I am most of the time just meeting you guys there because this stuff just needs to find a new home. All right. So without further ado, let's get going. And when Chill Phil gets in the room, that's when we're gonna air the booting video again for you guys. You can see the booting video and the result of the booting video. So of the booting itself. All right. So let's start it off. So Heath, you probably missed the last booting, so this will be an opportunity for you to see it, even if you don't pick anything up today. All right, I have Predator versus Black Panther #1. I think this is going to be a pretty big deal. So next week, we got Predator kills the entire Marvel Universe. I think this series is pivotal to that. And the reason is because in all the other Predator versus Wolverine, Predator versus Spider-Man, and Predator versus Black Panther, the one thing that really advanced the Predator's ability to hunt these superheroes better, you find out in this series right here, where he actually discovers vibranium, and he wants to bring vibranium back to the Predators, to the Utah. I don't know how they call that, the tribe, but basically there is a lot of speculation that the Predator is going to be using vibranium to kill all the Marvel superheroes, which would make total sense because just the Predator's technology alone is not enough to take out all of the Marvel superheroes. So that book is coming out next week, and I'm really looking forward to reading it. Everything that Marvel has been doing, to clash these two universes together, the Fox characters with, the Marvel heroes, has been really spot on. We got Alien versus Avengers, which I thought was brilliant. One of my favorite series. I have it in my personal collection. You guys have seen me sell it on the show before. And Predator versus Spider-Man was really good. Predator versus Wolverine was also really good. I bought a whole set and then I sold it. I'm not sure if I made a mistake with that or not. But I do have a whole set of Predator versus Black Panther. I have this extra issue here that I'm willing to unload right now. So my ask on this is $10. But if you really want this and you want to throw me an offer, throw me an offer. Worst I can do is say no or meet you in the middle. All right. Chances are I'm going to meet you in the middle or honor your deal. We'll see. This book has been in my collection for a long time. It's in near mint condition. It's bagged and boarded, ready to go for you. And again, if you spend $50 with me, you get free shipping on that order. And next up, I have a foil facsimile. We have Swamp Thing number 37. This is the first issue of Swamp Thing that was written by Alan Moore, re-released as a foil facsimile. The book's printed on higher quality paper, and it's got a cool foil cover. And I love it. Rick Veitch's artwork in here is phenomenal. And so if you're interested in checking out that world, this is the perfect jump on point for you. This is going to go for $10 today. For Swamp Thing 37. Honestly, I read that issue and it makes you want to jump in. It deals with a lot of like arcane based stuff. It explains who Swamp Thing is in some ways. Like basically his girlfriend is like taking care of him. He's like being reborn right now, and so he's growing very slowly. So he's kind of like a baby Groot in this. But meanwhile, there's some really dark shit happening in this world, like very serious dark shit happening in this world, and it's setting up a lot of menace. And it's also setting up for Swamp Thing to come back. And he's not baby Groot. He's still communicating with his girlfriend. Like there's a very real and mature relationship between the two of them. There's nothing funny about this at all. It's a very, very good book and a perfect jump on point. So Swamp Thing, the facsimile, what I'm going to do it for today is $10. If you go to any comic shop, all comic shops right now are selling their foil facsimiles between $12 and $15. Some of them are even selling them for $20. All right, $10 I think is a very fair price, and I think that's going as cheap as I can here. I did originally price them at $15, but today I'll do it at $10. I'd rather see it find a new home. I have Rogue Savage Land, another really cool foil here. This is not a facsimile; it is a variant. I haven't read this series, but apparently it's Rogue and Savage Land. There's your pitch. This is going to go for $10 as well for this foil cover here. And Rogue has had a pretty important role to play lately in the X-Men books. So she is the team leader of the Uncanny books right now. Uncanny is taking place in New Orleans, where Gambit is from. So Rogue and Gambit, Jubilee, Wolverine, Nightcrawler, and I think that's it. It's those 5 are back in New Orleans, and they're mentoring this new group of mutants called the Outliers. And so the Outliers have sort of been taking a more of a focal point, but Rogue has been taking on more of a motherly role, and Gambit is they're more like a mother and father figure. So it's a really interesting dynamic between these two characters, because most of the time we see them enamored with each other, which they totally are in this series. But it's also really cool to see them being parents and how they balance each other out on that front, and how all the other supporting cast members help them out too. And they're mentoring the Outliers and trying to teach them how to, use their powers and do all that stuff. So Rogue's had a really big role to play in the X-Men so far. And the Savage Land series, I think, kind of veers off and is its own thing. It's just Rogue in the Savage Land. But again, she's had a really big role to play lately, so this is pretty cool. I have Tales of the Teen Titans number 44. Again, this is another foil facsimile, and I believe this is the first appearance of Deathstroke. I'm not certain about that, but that's going to go for $10. And again, it's near mint. These are in great shape, new books. Most comic shops are going to sell them to you for a lot more than what I'm doing them for today on the show. I have West Coast Avengers number 1. This is Firestar on the cover. I want to say, I believe it's Firestar. This is also going to go for $10 as well. And this is a foil variant. So more foils coming along your way soon. I have Wolverine number 36. We got Joe Quesada on the cover. This is a variant here, a really cool variant. And this one is going to go for a lot less today. It's just going to go for $5 right now. This Joe Quesada variant here. Now I got House of Secrets number 92. This is the first appearance of Swamp Thing. This is also going to go for $10, just like the Swamp Thing number 37. So if you ever wanted to read the first appearance of Swamp Thing, you can do that right now for just $10. You can own it now. I have Fantastic Four number 1, which is going to go for 10 as well. First issue of Fantastic Four is a foil facsimile. You know, I find it so crazy that like a beat up, ragged ass copy of the first issue of Fantastic Four could still sell for like crazy money. Like that to me is wild. That is just absolutely nuts. But here, you guys can grab this book right now for just $10 and have a really fresh, clean foil facsimile issue of Fantastic Four number 1. And I believe Marvel is planning to release the first 11 issues as foils. So this is really cool. And it's the first time they've ever done that. And here are my thoughts on foils. I've told you guys many times already. I believe foils have some residual value in them, not the same as like the first printings of these books. Like that's ridiculous, but I still think that they're going to hold their value because they are foil variants and they were re-released. So it's a good item to have for the collector. And there are a lot of foil books that I've been picking up for my own collection because I know I'm just never going to get the original issues. Like I did that with Amazing Spider-Man 120 and 121 when Gwen Stacy dies. So I just wanted to have those books, but I will never be able to afford the original issues. They're like worth thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars. Like I just can't justify spending that kind of money in comics for myself right now. At least. If I come across, if someone drops a care package full of money on top of my house and there's drugs in it too, then I will sell all the drugs and buy all the comics I possibly can and share everything with you guys forever. But until that happens, if I want to own those books, this is a great way to grab them without having to pay so much money. Next up, I have Uncanny X-Men number 251. This one is signed by Mark Silvestri, and it is in very fine condition, and it's a direct copy of Uncanny X-Men number 251. Iconic cover. This is going to go for $25 today. I was selling it for $30. I'll drop it down to $25 right now. And then next up, I got the Star Wars exclusive. I'm not sure, what the deal is with this, but it's just going to go for $4. It's American Entertainment exclusive, Dark Horse number 0, going for $4. And next up, I got Amazing Spider-Man number 795. We got a variant cover here by Care Andrews. So, Mike Storm, you turned me on to Spider-Man Wolverine, which Care is drawing right now. He did this cover, and this is a pretty cool cover here. This is going to go for just $5. Then I got Spawn number 15, the first appearance of Medieval Spawn, and that's going to go for $5 as well. I mean, anywhere else you look right now, you're going to spend about 15 to 20 on a book like this. But here I'm Kicking It. You can get it for $5 right now. And then I got G.I. Joe number 43. That's got a really cool cover. It is a direct copy, and it is also very fine. This is going to go for $10 today. $10 on this. And then finally, I have New Mutants number 100. This is the first appearance of the X-Force. And I'm going to drop the price down. It was $20 for this book before. I'm going to drop it down to just $8 right now. So $8 on that. And if anybody's interested, again, in any of these books, and you feel like my prices are too high, well, throw me an offer. The worst I could do is say no or meet you in the middle, and chances are I'll probably take you up on that deal. I'd rather find these books new homes than keep recycling them over and over again. It bores you guys. You guys want to see new stuff, and I want to give you guys new stuff. So let me know. You want any of these books here? I got you. Okay, it's the first appearance of Nightwing. Thanks, Roberto. I appreciate you letting me know. Now I've been educated. So this is the first appearance of Nightwing, not Deathstroke. Thanks for letting me know. I should have looked it up, but I was busy reading other books. Busy doing other things. How you doing, Roberto? How's your root canal recovery going? I hope you're doing all right. All right, I have a couple CGCs here that I've been holding on to since 2021. Kid you not. These books have been sitting on my eBay store, and then as soon as I took them off the eBay store, I've been recycling them multiple times. So if you guys want some CGC books, I got a couple here. I have Captain America number 25. This is the first appearance of Sam Wilson as Captain America, and it is going to go for $150 today. And then I have X-Men number 4, which is the first appearance of Omega Red at a 9.0, and that's going to go for $150 as well. This is a 9.6. This is a 9.0. Both are going for $150. If you guys have any questions about that, let me know. The Judas contract, that was from the Teen Titans, right? Is that the end of it? I'm not sure if this is the last part of it, Lewis, but you're welcome to check it out. Let's see. I'm going to Google this. Hey, what's up?
Hey, Bob.
How you doing? I'm on the air. 41 to 44. So yes, Lewis, this is the end of the Judas contract. Oh, you went to get something?
Mm-hmm.
You mean you don't want to stay here and hang out with your dad?
No.
You suck. Teenagers. Yeah, it's the end. So when I Googled it, Tales of Teen Titans 41 through 44 mark the end of the issue. So 44 is where we see Nightwing for the first time. All right. Next up, I have Independence Day, number 0, number 1, and number 2. And I don't know if you guys remember this movie, but Will Smith was in it. It was a big movie with Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum, and it was about aliens coming to Earth and the president, who was Bill Pullman, uniting us all. And we went and fought these aliens and killed them. It's a really good movie. I think it got a sequel, right? Anybody see the sequel? So this is going to go for $10 on this. Okay, Mike's got a question. All right, Wolverine and Spider-Man for $8. Mike, of course I'm going to do that deal. You know why? Because it's a good deal. I would sell them for $10, but taking $2 off means you get them both at $4. No problem. You see it? It's just like that. Mike threw me an offer, and I took it. Hook, bait, and sink. Wait, hook, bait, and sinker. Is that it? I don't know. Is that even the right analogy to use here? Hook, line, and sinker. Damn it. I'm so close. You don't use the bait there. Where's Phil Riley? I got to hit him up. G.I. Joe for $8. Gotcha. Look at that. G.I. Joe for $8. Thank you, Roberto. Roberto, I went and tried to track the package that you sent to me. I really want that package to arrive. So I'm willing to wait until they get everything sorted out. So just so you guys know, I bought a bunch of Fantastic Four books from Roberto. And he put a huge plug in my John Byrne run. And I don't want to have to hunt those books down again. So I'm willing to wait for it. Unfortunately, there was a little bit of a shipping hiccup, so which happens even with me. I try not to let it happen, but it happens with everybody. And Roberto was actually trying to use a different source to get me the books faster because he's a good friend. I don't know what's going on right now, but Roberto, I'm willing to wait. If we can make this work, I would rather make it work than have to hunt those books down again. They took the bait. Yes, they did. All right. Put some other books up there. Speaking of Fantastic Four, I've been reading a lot of it, and I now have a much better, I know a lot more about John Byrne's Fantastic Four. Those books are very dense and full of content. So if you think you're going to just like whiz by a Fantastic Four issue by John Byrne, you're sadly mistaken. These books take a little while to absorb. All right, I have Daredevil number 200. We got a direct edition copy. I was pricing this at 10. I'll cut to the chase here. I'll do it for 8 right now. It's a direct copy. We got John Byrne on the cover. I'm like swearing by John Byrne. Here, get the wrong issue. Swearing by John Byrne. In John Byrne do I trust? Now, this is a pretty fascinating issue of Fantastic Four. There's no other comic like the Fantastic Four. That's the one thing I have to say about it. Fantastic Four is the weirdest comic in existence because while these are superheroes, they're investigating very abnormal things. And in fact, they're not even really the focal point of this issue. Who is he? Well, he is an average Joe who somehow has the ability to alter reality to his liking. It's a very interesting issue of Fantastic Four. I really like this, and it leads into the following issue, which I also have. But John Byrne says that he had 3 books that if he could encapsulate them for all of history, he would do it. And I've said this many times because I saw a really fascinating interview with him a year ago, which is when I really started getting turned on to his work. The first one was the OMAC project that he did, which was really great. I really loved it. It's 4 issues, black and white. And I think what he did with OMAC was what Jack Kirby couldn't do with the character, because I have all of Kirby's run too, and I've read through those books. Kirby wanted to launch this ongoing title and keep it going, but by the time he reached issue 9, he was off doing something else. It just wasn't hitting the mark with OMAC. But there were so many wicked concepts introduced in OMAC that this was not a character you could just simply abandon. What Byrne did was he came back and he retold the story and he finished it. He kind of brought it full circle. And I really love what John Byrne did with OMAC. That was fantastic. The other book that he wanted to encapsulate was his Batman Captain America story, which a lot of people were kind of like iffy about. But I think it's a pretty well-rounded story. For a one-shot, it kind of brings these characters together in like a World War II setting. And, you know, it features his art and his writing, and he was clearly very proud of it. And the third was his Fantastic Four run. It's the Visionaries run from issues 232 to 240. So actually 239, I think. 232 to 239, maybe 240, I don't know. Actually, 240 is the issue I'm going to read today. So 234 was part of that run. And I'm going to do this today for just, we'll do it for $3. Let's move it. I'm a burn victim. I totally am a burn victim, Leonard. What a way to put it. Obsessed with John Byrne and obsessed with Fantastic Four now. You can inject Fantastic Four into my veins right now. I mean, that's what I'm doing to myself. I have like a stack this big of Fantastic Four to get through. I kid you not. Just so much Fantastic Four I'm reading right now. And I'm loving it all. And then I have Amazing Spider-Man number 797. This is the start of Go Down Swinging, which is the final arc where Spider-Man and his crew go up against the Red Goblin. Norman Osborn has merged with the Carnage symbiote, and now they're going after everybody. And, you know, it's a horrifying combination. If you thought Cletus Cassidy having the Carnage symbiote was a big deal, bad news, this is just as bad. So we're doing this one today for $8 for Amazing Spider-Man number 797. And there we go. Again, throw me an offer. If you want these books, throw me an offer. I'm very eager to sell that Spawn book too. And where's Phil Riley? I'm going to have to message him real quick. Hang on. I really want to show you guys, those of you guys who missed the booting too, you guys have a chance to see it. All right, I showcased everything on the bottom here. Now let's get to 50-cent books. I'm going to start busting out 50-cent books, and once Phil Riley gets in here, then we'll start showing off the funny vids. All right. Kick it off with 50-cent books. Red Sonja, number 1, 50 cents. Undertown, number 1 from Fish Tank. This looks like an indie book, 50 cents on it. The Pack, number 1, 50 cents. Power Girl, number 17 and number 18. Get them both for $1, $1. Supergirl Rebirth, number 1, 50 cents. The Empties, number 6, 50 cents. The Preservers, number 1, 50 cents. I have this really beat up copy of Avengers 369. It's the foil cover, going for 50 cents. Sinestro Rising, number 14, 50 cents. Batgirl 42 and Batgirl 43 and number 50 and the number 1 annual. Get all 4 of these comics right now for just $2. 50 cents a book. $50-cent comics. All right, I have Black Canary number 3 and number 6. That's going to go for $1, 50 cents a piece. Cyborg Rebirth number 1, number 2, number 3, number 10, and number 11. I've never really been a big Cyborg fan. Is anybody here a big Cyborg fan? Can you guys, fill me in on something with this character? $2.50 on the entire set. $2.50 for the entire set. Deathstroke number 1, 50 cents. Number 9 and the number 1 annual, all going for $1.50. DC Universe Rebirth, 50 cents on this book right now. It's a really good book. I really love DC Universe Rebirth. There's a part of me that kind of wants to keep this. This was the point when DC was like, all right, shit got real dark under Snyder's helm, right? And they kind of started adopting that this was the new DC universe. So everything that happened in the movies correlated in the comics. And at one point, Jeff Johns is like, well, where's the hope? Where's the sense of that, these heroes are not just stuck in this dark world and things aren't just always doom and gloom. This was the turning point, DC Universe Rebirth. And it's a one-shot book. And your favorite character and mine has a big role to play, but it's actually really tear-jerking. So this is there's a Flash story in here that will really hit you in the feels. For 50 cents, you really can't go wrong with this book. Because everywhere else you're going to go, I promise you, you're going to pay like $5 or more for that. I have Justice League 3001, number 3, going for $1. Aberrant, number 1, is going to go for $1. And I have another Deathstroke. We have Rebirth, number 1. Things are getting really doom and gloom. We'll just relaunch Deathstroke again, and everybody will be happy again. Deathstroke will give you hope. There's not as much blood on his helmet as there was before Rebirth. So that's the good news. A lot less blood. And it's not even blood, it's just red paint. So I guess there's 2 variants of that Rebirth cover. Either way, these are all 50-cent books. Uh-oh. It's happening. This next stack here has a book here that you guys totally don't want. The Flash, #1, Rebirth. Nobody wants this. Not even at 50 cents, nobody wants this. #3, get them both for $1. $1, that's $1 too much for Flash books. Forget about it. No one wants to spend that kind of money. I got Bizarro #3 going for for 50 cents. Justice League #2. The book would have sold if they would have just done something in this area differently. You know, where you see the Flash, that's not where the book is selling. The cover's not selling. Not doing any favors. Okay, 50 cents on issue 2, 3, 4, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47. If you grab all of these, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's $4 for this entire stack, and you are getting 8 comics in here. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, 8 comics for $4 of Justice League Rebirth, done by Brian Hitch and Tony Daniel. $4. JLA #3 and #4 and #5. This is also done by Hitch. And #6 and #9. All of these are going at 50 cents a pop. So that's 2, 4, 5, $2.50 for this stack. 50-cent books. Lots of them are DCs. This is the time to stack up on your DC books. Superman is just the beginning. Bizarro #3. I believe this is a 6-issue series here. 50 cents on that. Now, I heard somewhere that Fantastic Four actually was not a profitable movie. I'm going to actually Google that right now. Okay, so yes, it has made money. The film debuted strongly, opening to 117.6 million domestically. However, it then took a 66% drop in its second weekend, earning 40 million. 40 million. That's terrible. Despite this drop, the film is still projected to earn between 520 million and 570 million worldwide. Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear it. Glad to see that. All right, I got Gotham Academy #13 going for 50 cents. Wacky Raceland #1, #2, and #3 going for $1.50. We're doing 50-cent books, my friends. 50-cent books. 50 centers. Teen Titans #11, #13, #15, #22, and #23. This is going to go for $2.50 for this entire stack. Teen Titans. Some more books out here. Superwoman #1 is going to go for 50 cents. And American Knight #1. This is a first issue. American Knight #1. 50 cents on this. That's going to go for 50 cents. That's it. If you decide you want to grab the entire board right now, I'll do the board for $15. $15 on the entire board. That is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 37, 38, 42, 43, 44, 50, 54 comics for $15. You guys are basically paying 28 cents a book. 28 cents a book. If you grab this entire board here, it's going to go for $15, and you get 54 comics for $15. That's 27 cents a book. 28 cents a book, sorry. 28 cents a book. It's a really good deal for this board here. Let's keep moving. I'll let you guys decide what you're going to do in the meantime. All right, I have Tales of the Aniverse, number 4, going for 50 cents. Camelot's Last Night, Camlon from Arrow Comics, it's going for 50 cents. The Asylum number 0 is 50 cents. Super Elmo. Not sure what the deal is with this, but it's 50 cents. Arrow Anthology number 2 is 50 cents. The Black Museum, 50 cents. It's a pretty thick book, by the way. It's like it's a horror comic too. It's in black and white, but 50 cents. Can't go wrong with that. New Suicide Squad, 21. 22. It's going to go for $1 for the pair. Luminous Ages, number 1. Looks like a cool indie book. 50 cents. Ancient Dreams, number 1. And number 2. Sexy little book there, going for $1 for those 2 books. Harley's Little Black Book, number 2. And number 3. That's going to go for $1. Justice League, 48 and 49 and 50 and 51. You can grab all these for $2. 4 comics for $2. Some good stuff in this 50-cent bin here. See if we can find these books new homes. Is 50 cents too rich for your blood on these books, guys? Would you rather I raise the price? Let me know what you're looking for. Let's find you guys something. All right. Give you guys a second here. Giving everyone a second here. Let me know if you're interested in any of these 50-cent books I've shown so far. If you're watching, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I know that there's lots of other things you could be doing, like making a living or whatever, but here you are, chatting with me and kicking it with Onrie on Friday afternoon. Has anybody got any big plans for the weekend? Apparently there's a Korean Fest coming to one of my local neighborhoods, so I'm going to go check that out with the boys, so we at least get out of the house and do something. We've been cooped up inside all week, or at least they have. We've been going to the pool. They've been causing trouble over there. They keep wanting me to get into a fight with them over there. They're like, come on, Dad, we want to have a big water gun fight. And I'm like, shut up, let me swim in peace. And they like won't let me. So I have to kick their asses in the pool. It's a lot of fun. Beating little kids up. It's part of what being a dad is. It's the best part about being a dad is kicking your kids' asses. beating them within an inch of their desire to have water fights. That didn't come off sounding weird or creepy at all, did it? All right, let's get back to it here. I have Meanwhile, Volume 8 going for 50 cents. 4001 AD, number 1. This is a Valiant book here going for 50 cents. The Marked, number 1, 50 cents. Head Metal Comics, number 1 is 50 cents. Nora's Saga, number 1, Season 1, Episode 1. Season 1, Episode 2. You can get both these books for $1. These are really good deals on these books, guys. Oh, nice, man. Go hit that taco spot. Mike took me to this really awesome, he took me to 2 really awesome Mexican restaurants when I was in town. Well, the second one was more, no, it wasn't Cuban. Was it Cuban? Second place? It was really good. The Futurists, Season 1, Episode 1, going for 50 cents. Zenoscope, Tales from Oz, number 1, 50 cents. Atomic Robo, number 3 of 5, 50 cents. And here is Volume 3, number 3 of 5, 50 cents on that. Harley Quinn and Power Girl, number 3, 50 cents on that. He-Man, The Eternity War, number 8 and number 9 are going to go for $1 a set. 50 centers. 50 centers. 50-cent books. And I think once I build out my my board here, I'm going to show off the booting video again so that Phil can check it out later. It doesn't look like he's here right now. All right. I have JLU, Justice League Unlimited, number 12, and number 13 going for $1 together as a set. 50 cents a pop. Up to you. And Justice Annual number 1 is 50 cents. And Justice 7, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, and Year 5, number 1. These are all going to go for $4 for 8 comics. $4 for 8 comics. Get all these Injustice books for $4. 8 comics for $4. Outpost Zero, number 9, 50 cents. Now, if anybody wants to claim everything on this board, I'll do it all for $25. $25 for the double rack. And in the meantime, I'm going to air the booting video again from earlier this week on Wednesday. I did this, so I'm going to air it again right now. So check it out.
The following is based on a true story. Viewer discretion advised. Outmanned, outnumbered, outshined, not funny. CGC proudly presents A Few Good Booties. That's not a true story. Ahoy there, mateys. Your old pal Spawn's been in a bit of a hot pickle these last few months. Turns out I'm being sued for not being funny. I got into some legal trouble with some actually funny people, and today I have to face the music in court. This is real serious, mateys. I could be facing some jail time, in which case they'll take away my boot. It all started a few months back. I was at a bar with my good friends Will Smith, Jada Pinkett Smith, Jaden Smith, and John Smith. After having a few drinks, I decided to make a little joke. Hey, you guys want to hear something funny? Why is Will Smith's wife such a bejoiner? Get it? She's a bejoiner. Okay. No feeling that one. I get it. Well, then why is Will Smith's son such a testicle? 'Tis a fine question, but not an actual joke, English.
Yeah, and for the record, I actually have 2 testicles.
And Joiner is spelled with a V. Oh, I'm just trying to break the ice, guys. I figured if I could make you laugh at yourself, then I could laugh too, and we can all bond. You know what I'm talking about, right, Will?
Keep my wife's name out your mouth!
Needless to say, about a week later, I got a subpoena in the mail. Now I'm being sued for not being funny. A bunch of other buttholes came out to speak against me, too.
You made fun of me brilliance and ruined me career. It wasn't all that other stupid stuff I did. It was all you. Now no one calls me master.
Boy, everything you said about me was bollocks. Why don't you suck me invisibles?
Yeah, what you said about me wasn't funny either. You take it back. Certainly. And I don't fart anymore because I've been dead for almost half a century. Bleeding Putin wanker.
Yeah, and Fantastic Four sucked my asshole. Asshole. Luckily, me landlord, the violator, knew a very good lawyer. You're gonna want to call this lawyer. His name is Chris Dyskobug. He's Jewish and a really good lawyer. You're also 2 weeks late on your rent. Hey, violator, can I tell you a joke? Certainly. Okay. Stop me if you heard this one before. Why is Will Smith's wife such a vagina? Why? 'Cause she's tooting for a bootin'. Get it? You're gonna want to call Chris Dyskobug immediately. You're gonna need a very good lawyer. You're also 2 weeks late on your rent. Oh, I gotta be honest. I'm feeling real down about myself, mateys. Maybe I'm just not funny anymore, I guess. Maybe it's time I retire me boot.
Fortunately, thanks to you guys, Spawn did not have to retire his boots. This is how it all played out.
I will have order in this courtroom. Okay? Now, how does the defendant plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor. I raised the funds to finance me Jewish lawyer, who turned around and sued back Will Jada and Jaden Smith for being a bunch of buttholes.
Yeah, and Fantastic Four still sucks.
So now I'm making a motion to give them all a bootin'.
Well, then let's bring this to a vote. All in favor? All opposed? Well, that settles it. Case dismissed. The voting may now proceed. And now, wait a minute. This is how the court system works. I played a lawyer in a movie once, and I'm thinking, who's funny now, Will Scrotum Smith? How many testicles you got now, you testicle? And by the way, boot is spelled with a B, not a V, you B-joiner.
Well, now that that's over and done with, I'm actually feeling pretty funny again, guys. Hey, stop me if you heard this joke before. Will Smith should worry less about whose mouth his wife's name is in and more about who's in his wife's mouth. Now that's a good one. See you later, mateys.
It took an insane amount of time to put together, but I really appreciate you guys, welcoming my brand of humor to this show. And I guess it made me feel a little bit funnier again. I mean, I'm not quite there yet, but I'm trying. And also I'm like trying to be a nicer guy too. And when you make fun of other people, that's not always nice. All right. Anyway, I'm going to do a deal right now because we need to move some of these 50-cent books here. So how about I do this? I was going to do the double rack at 25. How about I do the double rack at 10? That means you're getting $10 per rack. And you are now really, really getting a deal on these books too. So $20 gets you the double rack of books. Let me know if you're interested. I'm going to wait just about a minute here. And if we don't have anybody who's interested, I'm going to take these books down and then we're going to do our FOMO books and keep the show going. We have another box full of 50 centers to go through in the next hour here. So give you guys 1 1 minute here. To call it the double rack at $20 as opposed to $25, saving you $5, and you get all those comics. There's probably like over 100 comics in that stack right there. Get 100 comics for $20. You do the math on how much you're paying per book. Let's do it. Alrighty. I'm taking these books down. If anybody wants to come by later, like if you're busy right now, I know a lot of people are busy on Friday afternoons. That's actually one of the reasons why I moved Wednesday's show to the evening, was because I knew a lot of people were not, able to catch it then. Let me know, and I'll be happy to put those books off to the side for you. Phil Ailing, what's up, man? You came for a great show. We are doing 50-cent books right now. I'm about to do our FOMO books for this afternoon, so stick around. In about a minute here, we're gonna do all our FOMO books. We have some fun FOMO books today. Today's FOMO books are actually books that I had to sacrifice buying in order to get the books that I actually wanted, because buying them was made it make sense financially, I guess. That's the way to put it. So sometimes people sell lots online and they sell them for less than what other areas or what other sellers are doing for just one issue. So you end up with two of them. Fortunately, I've read some of these books, and some of them are pretty cool. So today's FOMO books are an interesting blend of all of this and that. Now, again, I'm going to throw this out there again. This entire stack of comics, big stack of comics, over 100 books here, going for $20. Yes, Mike, all those voices are me in the Booten video. That is all me. That's what takes so long, because first I have to write a script, then I have to do all the voiceovers, then I have to send every single voice thing over to my email, and I have to download them from my computer, because I do all this work on the desktop, and then I got to find images or draw images to fit in the video. Then I got to use them. Then I got to find the music, which is usually royalty free. It has to be royalty free. And then another thing I do is I find sound effects on there too. So every single time, that is always me. Even for this. Well, thank you, Todd. I'm trying to sell all these books right now for $20, and I'm not having much luck here. But usually I'll sell 3 issues of Warline for that same price. But here I am offering a big stack of books for $20, and can't find a buyer right now. So it is what it is. How are you doing, dude? How's everything going on the road? You've been at it too, doing Kickstarters and everything. And if you have a Kickstarter going right now, feel free to drop the link in the comments, dude. Todd Black's an awesome man. He makes comics just like I do, and we're on the road together and everything. The slabs are going for $150 a pop, but that's just the Onrie offer, right? That's the Onrie price. Leonard Pig, if you want either of those slabs, throw me an offer. I need to move them. I'm very eager to find these books new homes. So we have X-Men #4, the first Omega Red, going for $150. And then I have Captain America #25. First Sam Wilson is Captain America at a 9.6, going for $150 as well. Throw me an offer, and I'll entertain it. Most likely, I'll take you on your own, because I've had these books in my collection now since 2021, and they're doing me no good sitting up here like this. But yes, Mike, that is all me. Like even with the Booten song, like the Booten anthem, which I'll play for you guys real quick.
All right, kiddies, let's get ready to sing our new anthem. A boat and there shall be, a boat and there shall be. Boy comics to cast your vote, a boat and there shall be. Spend $10 dues, spend $10 dues, spend $10 dues, and a boat and there shall be.
Funny thing about that was I had to sing it before I downloaded the song. So it's just great that it all synced together, but I wasn't singing with the music in the background because I had to put the volume on two different, I had to put the song on two different, files, right? Sound files. So yes, I do all my own voices. I do everything. It's super fucking lame, but hey, I'm doing it. Unapologetically, might I add. Hey, I mean, that's how Jay Parker and Matt Stone got started. Look where they are today. They just made a $1.5 million deal. Yes. Well, I really like doing trailers. That's something that I really that's how I kind of got started doing all this stuff. So like even with Warline, I did trailers too. I'll show you the Warline trailer I did for what's it called? For Warline 3. You can check that out. And yes, that fat stacks up for $20. I got you, Lorena. In the meantime, you guys can check out the Warline trailer, and then we'll do FOMO books.
From childhood's hour, I have not been as others were. I have not seen as others saw. I could not bring my passions from a common spring. From the same source I have not taken my sorrow. I could not awaken my heart to joy at the same tone. And all I loved alone. From every depth of good and ill, the mystery which binds me still. From the torrent to the fountain, from the red cliff of the mountain, from the lightning in the sky of a demon in my view.
Yeah, that one was not my voice. I actually went online. I was really inspired by the 28 Years Later trailer. I didn't see the movie, but apparently there's a lot of wiener in it. I've heard mixed things about 28 Years Later, so I'm just going to wait for it to stream. I was kind of hoping for a little bit more from that movie, but I really, really loved the trailer for it. It was just like, holy crap, that was awesome. And what they did for that was they had a poem by Rudyard Kipling in there. That's the guy who wrote the Jungle Book, and it's called Boots. And Boots is about the insanity of being a soldier and marching towards combat in war. And it's a really they actually used to play that they used to play a recording of that poem in order to drive soldiers crazy if they captured them. And it's just nuts. People with PTSD like really get triggered by this. So I really like that a lot. And so that was a big inspiration for me. And, sometimes I do use voiceovers when it makes sense. But, this was one of those cases where it did. And, it was based on an Edgar Allan Poe poem. And it's all about solitude and everything like that. So I read the poem. I really liked it. And I looked up people who read it online. And I found something that was royalty free. And I used that. So that was kind of cool. So the music was also royalty free as well. So I just basically what I do is I go on YouTube and I just type in royalty free music and I just see what I can pull off of there. Because if you use, you know, non-royalty, if you use non-royalty, or sorry, royalty music, then you got to get permission to use it. Otherwise, it can come after you, or you just won't get money for it. I did used to put trailers together with using music that was royalty based, and it didn't get me in trouble. But you know, it can only take you so far. So it was just something where I was like, hey, you know, this shows that hey, I know how to make a trailer, or hey, I like making trailers. I don't know if I know how to make them, or if you know, I'm just having fun doing it. I don't know. I guess I should look more into that. All right, it's FOMO time. Jeez. All right, FOMO. Now there's another video. FOMO. What is that?
It's FOMO time! Is that an acronym for me getting a chance to play the Flash again? Oh, that's what it means. It was a good Flash! No one wants to play Flash comics on Onrie show because of me! And I can't buy comics either because I'm a big weenie!
Oh my god, like, shut up already.
I'm really good at crying and doing voiceovers of cries too. Something I'm, you know, really, really awesome at. And impersonating Ezra Miller, who I find to be one of the most annoying people in entertainment. But anyway, we got some cool FOMO books here for you guys. I have Hulk number 253. He's fighting an elephant and some other weird flying creatures here. Issue 253 is going to go for $4 today. I have Edge of the Spider-Verse 3, the Spider Society, and it's a tip of the nod to the first appearance of Boba Fett in the Star Wars comic. That's why it's that kind of variant. And this is going to go for $5. I have Books of Doom number 5 of 6. Look up the price of this book online. I'm going to do it today for $10, but everywhere else you go, you're going to pay about $15 to $20 for just this book. It's a 6-issue series that I recently put together. And the reason why I have this book here is because the copy that I wanted to complete the run. And for me, it was cheaper to buy issues 3 and 4 and 5 together as a bundle set than it was to just buy issue 5 together. So I think I paid like $25 for everything. But I got issues 3 and 4, which were selling for $15 a pop. So I figured I'll take issue 5 and sell it here. I'm going to do it for $10 right now for anyone who's interested. I have G.I. Joe number 30. That's going to go for just $8 today. I have this really cool variant of Secret Wars 9. So this is the final issue of Secret Wars that Jonathan Hickman wrote. And back when I was a kid, they actually released these action figures that were in these type of boxes, and that this really harkens back to my childhood. Now, this is actually a really important issue of the Jonathan Hickman Secret Wars run, which I read through completely. This is the culmination. So basically what happens here, and I do think this is going to play a really big role in the Secret Wars movie, because the Secret Wars movie is going to be pulling from the original series from the 80s, as well as this one right here. So this is where Doom becomes God Emperor Doom, and he basically controls all of Battleworld. And in the original Secret Wars series, Doom bests the Beyonder and becomes, you know, this all-powerful being. And at that point, he just kind of doesn't even know what to do anymore with himself. He's like, I got all this power, I don't even know what to do with myself. I'm bored. I'm just gonna, you know, go back and, you know, go back to reality and keep things as it was. But when he returns to Battleworld now, he's the all-powerful being again. He's rewritten reality, because this Secret Wars series is all about collision of universes. The Ultimate Universe and the regular universe, they collide here. And basically what Marvel was doing was they were hitting the reset button and saying, okay, this is how we bring Miles Morales into the Earth 616 world. This is how we eliminate all of the Ultimate stuff. All the redundancies are eliminated here. So all those characters get killed. The ones that survive are the maker and Miles Morales. Everybody else pretty much gets killed, right? And the maker is Ultimate Reed Richards. And at first, Reed Richards and the maker, they're actually working together. But in this issue, we find out that the maker is actually, this is where he shows his villainous side, and he sides against everybody. And Reed Richards and Dr. Doom have this really this really climactic battle. Like, it's really amazing. It's really well done. It's epic, and the artwork here is by Esad Ribic. Very, very good issue. And I'm going to do this this afternoon for $5. And then we have Ultimate Invasion. So this, I honestly believe, is not just, all of the Ultimate stuff is not just hey, let's bring back the Ultimate stuff. This all picks up from where that Secret Wars stuff left off that Hickman did. This is kind of like the next step, because after these events here, the maker gets locked up and he breaks free, and he decides to rewrite history and tell his own universe. Ultimate Invasion is all about him doing that. And I have issue 2 right here. I had to buy issue 2 to get issue 3. So I'm doing issue 2 for $10 today. A lot of characters make their first appearances in this series. It's really a good, engaging read by Brian Hitch and Jonathan Hickman. So we're doing Ultimate Invasion 2 for just $10 right now. I have Fantastic Four number 243. I'm getting to this issue. And I accidentally ended up with 2 copies of this somehow. Now, some people are selling this book for like $15 to $20. I'm going to do it for 10 right now. So $10, it's yours. And then finally, I have Batman number 50, cover A. This is where Batman and Catwoman supposedly tie the knot. This is going to go for just $5 today. And I have a whole ton of these, so if anybody else wants one, you can grab them. These are your FOMO books today. It's got some good ones here. Bill Pagrusa, how you doing? You asked me what you won in the last spin. Let me tell you real quick. What you won in the last spin? You got I gave you just a second here. You got Batman Eternal number 44. That was your free book from last time, Philip Producer. All right. So now that we got through all of our FOMO books, it's time for us to go back to 50-cent books. For the rest of the show, the next 45 minutes, I'm going to be doing only 50-cent books. So 50-cent books here. We're going to start off with a series here called Margot, Intergalactic Trash Collector, number 1 of 3, going for 50 cents. I have Captain America, Sentinel of Liberty, number 9, number 12, number 13. This is going to go for $1.50, $1.50. DC 1 million, 50 cents on that. Weapon X, number 1 and number 4. Get both these books for $1. The Books of Fairy, number 2 of 3 and number 3 of 3. Then this is Auburn's Tale, number 3 of 3. Get all 3 of these books for $1.50. And we're doing 50-cent books, not even $1, 50-cent books. Quick way to build your collection without spending, without breaking the bank. This allows me to clear through some of the old stuff I have. Captain America off to Lorena. Nice pickup. And I'm into these books for $1 a pop, Lorena. See? They all have dollar price tags on them. K-Pop, what's up? How you doing, dude? I never actually read Captain America, Sentinel of Liberty. I am reading Captain America now. Has anybody read Captain America 2 that came out this week? That was a good issue. The Visitor, number 1, 50 cents. Female Furies, number 3. This is part of a 6-issue miniseries, 50 cents. Badger, number 23, 24, 26, 29. I'm going to do all of these for $2. 4 comics for $2. 4 for $2. And Leonard, I hope I didn't shy you away from the prices on those 2 slabs over there. Please throw out an offer. Let me know what you want for those 2 slabs. I'm badgering you, huh? Badgering you. You're getting a badge for Fan Expo Chicago, so I suppose I am badgering you. I hope there will be some good dealers there this year. Philip, I got you. Angel and Spike, number 10, 50 cents. Batman Eternal, 45, 50 cents. World Without End, number 2 of 6, 50 cents. Wolverine Origins, number 12, 14, and 15. $1.50 on this set here. $1.50. $1.50. And now I have the Jerry Springer song stuck in my head. Suicide Squad 32 is 50 cents. Quicksilver number 10 is 50 cents. The Dollhouse Family number 6 is 50 cents. The Fallen is a Civil War II tie-in. We got a Jack Kirby variant cover here, 50 cents. Fantastic Four Negative Zone number 1, 50 cents. Green Lantern, we got some Green Lanterns here, number 33, 34, 35, 37, and these are going to go for just $2. $2 for all these Green Lantern books. 50 centers. 50 centers. What is what? Green Lantern set. It's off the bill. $2. Midnighter and Apollo, number 6, 50 cents. Ultimatum, number 5, 50 cents. King Thor, number 4, 50 cents. Number 2, no, not number 2, sorry, that's a different series. New Mutants, number 2, 50 cents. Beater, Andrew Dice Clay story, I think. Is this Andrew Dice Clay? 50 cents. The Sword of Hyperborea, number 3, 50 cents. Wildcats, number 10, and number 11, $1. Pink Thor. Thor in a bunny costume. You'll see that one day. That's coming. Tom Hutchinson's already waiting on it. Who wants to write that book? Pink Thor. I have a porn version of that. It'll be called Kink Thor. I know it's not funny, but I tried. I know I'm not supposed to be funny. I'm not funny at all. So, you know. Lady Pendragon, number 0 is 50 cents. Monstrous, number 52 is 50 cents. Wonder Woman, Our Worlds at War, number 1 is 50 cents. Spider-Gwen, number 10, 50 cents. Batman, Legends of the Dark Knight, 129 is 50 cents. Ray and the Future Force, number 10 is 50 cents. Kazar the Savage, number 4 is 50 cents. Crossed Badlands, number 77, 50 cents. We already have Throg. Scout's Honor, number 2, 50 cents. Well, that's good. I'm glad I made you. I'm glad I made you snicker. So yesterday I got pizza from Costco with the boys, and I had their double chocolate cookie. Has anybody ever had the cookies from Costco? And I could taste the baking soda in those cookies. Like, it was just really full of baking soda. Do you guys notice that? There's just something missing over there. It's like lots of baking soda and not enough, dough. I was not a big fan of it. Anybody have any thoughts on that? Anybody want to challenge me and say, man, their cookies are awesome. You have no idea what you're talking about. And then I got their chicken bake. This is the third time I had chicken bake. I had one. I split it with Max. I'm not a fan of that either. I don't have the 1 million sex books, but here's what I do have, Philip. I'll show you what I got right now. I have Wonder Woman 1 million, Superman Action Comics 1 million, and Adventures of Superman 1 million. I'm going to do all of these at 4 a pop, so it'd be $12. Let me know if you want to add that. Yeah, it took me. No, the first 2 times I liked it. Like, I like the crust on the chicken bake. I just don't like the actual chicken. It's like a little too grounded up. I don't know. It's weird. I know it's weird. It didn't stick well with me. What can I say? All right, I have a bunch of FOMO books here. You guys really don't care about these FOMO books at all, do you? Batman 50, cover A, $5. G.I. Joe number 30, $8 on this. Secret Wars number 9. I know someone out there wants this. This is a $10 book in the A variant. This is the Iron Man action figure variant. They had a whole bunch of action figure variants for this whole series. I'm going to do this one for just $5 today. That's a really good deal on that book. Incredible Hulk 253 is $4. Add to the Spider-Verse. We got a Boba Fett variant here going for $5, featuring all 3 Spider-Verse characters, Spider-Gwen, Spider-Man, and Miles. Ultimate Invasion number 2 is 10, part of a 4-issue miniseries. Fantastic Four number 243 is going to go for 10. And finally, Books of Doom number 5 of 6 is going to go for 10. These are your FOMO books. Hey, Katrina, do you have a Costco membership? Do you have any thoughts? Plus, I just watch so many shorts whenever I'm on my phone. I watch so many of these freaking shorts, and I can't help myself sometimes. I'm just I want to try all these foods. I'm gonna eat everything. So much good food out there, and then there's stuff that's just overhyped. Yeah, there's no point in having it. I'm actually not even renewing my membership this year. That's kind of pointless. I'm kind of done with Costco. All right, I have Iron Man Rapture number 204. That's going to go for 50 cents. Though sometimes it is worth getting gas over there. Dark Droids Darth Vader number 41 is 50 cents. Batman The Dark Knight number 5. Sorry, number 5. I actually have 2 copies. 1 and 4 are 50 cents a pop. Iron Patriot number 4 is 50 cents. Alpha Flight 10, 50 cents on this. Nth Man, The Ultimate Ninja number 1, number 2, and number 3. No one does ninja better than a white guy with blonde hair, long blonde hair. That is how you get the Ultimate Ninja. You know, a Japanese guy, he doesn't cut it. You get a white guy with blonde hair, long blonde hair, and you got an Ultimate Ninja here. That's going to go for $1.50. And shut up, because you're wrong if you think otherwise. The guns don't hurt, exactly, because Japanese people can only wield a sword and ninja stars. But a blonde American white man, he can have an Uzi in one hand and a katana blade in another and use them both. You know, that's the difference. That's what makes them the ultimate ninjas. It's truth. I'm fact bombing you guys right now. Honor number 1, protect, serve, beat, burn. 50 cents. The Goon number 4 is 50 cents. Dark Stars number 24, 50 cents. That Goon cover is pretty cool, actually. Korak, Son of Tarzan number 50 is 50 cents. The X-Files number 10 is 50 cents. X Factor number 5, the annual number 5 is 50 cents. Detective Comics 1037 is 50 cents. Doom Patrol number 65 is 50 cents. We got less than 30 minutes to go here before I close out the show for the week. I'll be doing invoicing probably today or tomorrow. And once you guys pay up your bills, I will ship everything out to you. Spider-Man's Tangled Web number 13 and number 16. That's going to go for $1. It's a good deal on those. Ultimate X-Men number 13, first appearance of Ultimate Gambit, 50 cents. Files off to Lorena. Iron Man number 4 from Cantwell's run, 50 cents. Infinity Man, The Forever People number 1, 50 cents. All right, once again, we got a double rack here, stuff that needs a new home. How about we do it all for 20 again? $20 if we can get all these books out of here. I figure you're probably getting each book for about a quarter a pop, but this is how we move bulk here. I'll do it all for $20 right now. $20. I don't have any Superman trades right now. I'm always on the hunt for more trades, Philip. I'm sorry I don't have anything. I know you've been sending me lists of things that you're looking for, and when I find them, I'll pull them out for you guys. But right now, I just have to clear through a bunch of back stock here, so I'm really focused on 50-cent books right now. But if I come across anything like Superman trades and I get them for a good deal to where I could sell to you for a good deal, I will grab them for you. Fagin. Faye? What was Faye? Faye? Are you talking about Fairy? The books of Fairy? Just confirm that for me. Yeah, sorry, Philip. I always want to have everything for you when you're on the show. I want to be able to pull it out, just like I did with those 1 million books. But it just depends on Okay, the Fairy. Yeah. Well, they're going for 50 cents. This won't break your bank. So I'm doing Books of Fairy number 2, number 3, and then Auburn's Tale number 3 of 3. It's all $1.50 if you want to do it, Katrina. No pressure, of course. I'll give you first right of refusal on that, in case someone else claims the board. In which case, I'll throw another book up there. I'll add another book to that pile. No pressure to take it, just letting you know. But I'm really glad that we moved through some volume today. You know, selling off the stacks. I need to make space here, and the best way to do that is to clear out stuff. If it's not selling, you'll do it for 2. Well, I'm sure we'll find a way to balance it out. So I'll put it down for $1.50. I appreciate the kindness here, Katrina. But this guy here is an honest businessman. You guys are shopping from Honest Onrie's used comic lot here. Paul in the 619. Oh, Paul, that's awesome. I'm so glad that you shopped with me at Heroes Con. That's wonderful. You know, I always am excited to meet people that I see at conventions show up on these shows. Paul, let me know if you're interested in adding any more Yisun Shin to your collection. I have all the books here, and I'd be happy to offer you the books at the same convention prices. And I can sign everything for you here, and you can pay at your leisure. Like, you know, I'll send out an invoice, and once you pay it, I'll ship out your books, and I'll sign your books for you on the air too. Let me know if you want to see more, and I'll bust it out for you. I got all my stuff here. So it's the change. It's laziness on your part. Right now we're doing 50-cent books. Every single book up on this rack is going for 50 cents a pop. I'm going to add Uncanny X-Men 403 for 50 cents to this stack here. And if we don't get any claims here in the next minute, I'm going to take everything down. Otherwise, if you guys want to take everything off my board here, that's everything on the double rack, it is going to go for $20, 20 bucks. That's $10 a rack. Essentially, you're paying a quarter or less per book. It's a real steal. And you're pretty much getting like half of a short box for $20. Yeah, Paul, let me know what'd you pick up from Yisun Shin. You got the first hardcover? Did you get the first 4 single issues? Did you get all 10? Let me know what you got, because I got other stuff I can show you, and all the other titles that I had at Heroes Con I have here too, including Warline 1 through 3. I was not at San Diego Comic-Con this year. I am trying to apply for a booth space for the show. So I have done San Diego Comic-Con before, but I was subletting from another retailer. So until I get my own booth, I'm not going to be going over there. I don't know what the deal is for San Diego Comic-Con, because I think you need to have a seller's permit in order to do the show. So I'm trying to find out if I need to have the permit in order to apply. And they haven't really made any announcements yet for 2026. But me and a buddy, we both have our own publishing platforms, and we're trying to get into San Diego together. So if I don't get in and he gets in, then we're in. So that's the hope. Plus, San Diego Comic-Con falls on my son's birthday. So I'm not necessarily heartbroken if I can't get into it. I will do it again, because eventually I will crack that nut and I'll end up back over there somehow. But for now, I'm not really like that disappointed. Paul, if you decide you want to pick up, I have more Yisun Shin here for you right now. If you want to continue your collection. I'll show you the books that I have. Let me just take all these down. So note takers on the double rack at 20. It's fine. Put these away. There's Today I'm really happy because it's like we moved through a lot of volume, and that's good. Volume is always a good thing to sell through. All right. Okay, so you're from San Diego. Do you shop at Southern California Comics? If you do, that's the shop that I sublet space from, and I really love the owner, Jamie Newbold. We have a very good relationship. So if you ever end up in his shop, tell him I sent you there. So this is the stack that I have here. That's going to go for 20. We're going to build another rack here in just a second. Yeah, Jamie's a great guy. Those books. Give me just a second, guys. We'll be right back in 1 minute. All right. I am busy. Oh, it's not your local LCS. Yeah, I hear you. All right, so I have you picked up issues 1 through 4 of Beast and Shin. I have the issues that come after. So this is issue 5, and it's the start of a new arc called Fallen Avenger, and it's all completed. So we have the next 4 books, and that's just going for $10 for all 4 issues of that. And then I have issues 9 and 10. Now, I am taking $1 off the cover price of every single one of these. So this is going to go for $15 right now. And if you pick it up, I'll sign them for you on the air. And all you got to do is just provide me with your email. And you can message me directly on Facebook or email me. And I'll send you an invoice via PayPal. And then I will ship those books to you. I also have Marx. This is the story of my grandfather's life. And during World War II, he was a Russian Jewish soldier who fought the Nazis. And it's a standalone story. There are no sequels or prequels. J.M. DeMatteis was my editor on this. This is going to go for $15, and it's yours. And finally, I have Warlion. I'm pretty sure I pitched you Warlion at the con. But here it is anyway. And all these books are available to all you guys right now. I just know that many people already picked up Warline. So this is Warline. It's my latest series, and it's about an old vigilante and his daughter going after the tyrant that destroyed their lives and now controls their city. It's a 3-issue series, and I have all 3 parts of it. It's done. And normally all 3 issues go for $30. Each book has got a $10 price tag on it. If you decide you want to grab all 3 issues right now, I'm going to take 30% off. This is what I offer at conventions and on my shows. If you go on my website and buy it, you're going to pay full cover price. And if you decide you want to pick up everything right now, it is going to go for $20. So I'll take 30% off. And I will sign anything you buy from me right here on the show right now. Wow. Yeah. Wow. I remember we met at well, I saw you at C2E2 in 2022, but apparently we met before that as well. It's always a wonderful thing when I run into people from conventions and, you know, I see you guys on here. Or I see you guys on here and then I run into you at conventions. So That's always wonderful. I love that. All right, I'm going to show our FOMO books again. I have Books of Doom number 5 of 6 going for 10. Fantastic Four 243 going for 10. It's a newsstand copy. Ultimate Invasion number 2 is $10. Edge of Spider-Verse number 3 is $5. Incredible Hulk 253 is $4. Secret Wars number 9. We got the Iron Man action figure variant going for $5. G.I. Joe number 30 is $8. Batman number 50, cover A is $5. Wow, Phoenix. We met for the first time at Phoenix? Really? All right, those are all the FOMO books. Yeah, take care, Philip. Good seeing you. And I'll be out of here in about 15 minutes. So we got 15 minutes left. I'm going to build another rack of 50-cent books over here. It is crazy. This world is a crazy place. I have Infinity Man and the Forever People number 1 going for 50 cents. Civil War number 5, 50 cents. Supergirl plus the Power of Shazam number 1 is 50 cents. Die, Die, Die number 9 and number 10. That's going to go for $1. Chastity number 4 is $1. Aquaman special number 1 is 50 cents. $50. I have Kronos. Yeah, I probably did meet most of you guys. Well, K-pop, I met you at a con and didn't even realize I met you at a con. I was like, you came on the show and we're like talking. You're like, actually, I met you at a con. I'm like, geez. I have like a bunch of people I meet at cons that I forget that I meet them, and I'll walk into a comic shop and I'll be like, "Hey, how's it going?" And the comic shop owner will be like, "Yeah, I've met you before. You were at this con." And I'm like, "Oh, cool." Yeah, Mike and I met at a con too. The Superman title I just put up on the right. That is Supergirl. Supergirl is going for plus the Power Shazam. 50 cents, Mr. Steisko. Yes, even my attorney buys comics from me. Kronos, number 4, number 6, number 7, number 8, number 9, number 11, all 50-cent books. And it is $3. Now you're behind the table with me. Yeah. Well, I hope to get out in front of the table again. Hopefully I can do that next week at Fan Expo Chicago. Usually I can get away with it over there. It was tough. The last 3 shows I was like, or the last 2 shows, I was kind of shoved behind my table. It was tough. Onrie hustling globally, domestically and globally. It's a global takeover. Suicide Squad number 4, 50 cents. 4 number 4, or number 11, sorry, 50 cents. Yeah, I actually, Katrina, I did do the last 2 shows behind my table. SuperCon I did behind my table because I was on an inline in Tampa. I did behind my table because I was on a really we were all so tight. There was no way. And keep in mind, yes, I'm known for being in front of my table at a convention, but I will never be in front of my table for the purpose of stealing business from customers or from my neighbors, because that just hurts everybody. So if I always look for eye contact when people are walking by my booth. I never pitch someone if they're looking at somebody else's stuff, or, you know, are in the middle of talking with somebody else, because that's just poor etiquette, you know. And in the case of Tampa, our booths were literally so close to each other that if I would have stood in front of my booth, I would have totally been blocking my neighbor's stuff. You know, just my presence being in front of the table would have been really bad. So that didn't work. Usually there's just like a little bit of space in between each table so I can do that, because it's, you know, my neighbors can shine and I can shine. So on an inline that can work at times, but there are certain cases where if I'm next to two guys who are hustling, like, I'm not going to try and get in the way of them making sales, because it's just bad business, you know. So I'm very careful about it, especially these days. And over the years, I've gotten a lot more, a lot better about it. But that's typically why I upgrade to booths now, because once you have your own booth space, you have a lot more room and you can kind of restructure your booth however you want. And that's really kind of what I want to do. So that allows me to manage the shows however I want to manage them. So Artist Alley is really not where I want to end up at a convention, unless it's like on a corner or something like that. So I try and always go for corners wherever I can, so I can freely conduct business however I choose. Yeah, it's just not good etiquette, you know. Like, we're all there to make money, and you know, I you know, and I've actually gotten into trouble for this a few times in the past. It doesn't happen as much anymore, but if ever now, I don't allow it to get to that point. If I kind of get a sense that, hey, my neighbor may not be okay with me being in front of my booth and I'm on an inline and there's nothing I can do, like they can't move me or whatever, you know, you got to play by the rules. You know, sometimes that's just how it goes. Like, I do things in a very unorthodox way because I'm not meant to be an Artist Alley unless I'm on a corner. I can only do Artist Alley if I'm on a corner, because in that case, you have a little bit more flexibility and maneuverability over there, and that's okay. But also, I don't want my neighbors to do bad at shows, period. I want everybody to be successful at shows. I would never try and steal anyone's sales from them. It's really, really poor etiquette to do that. So it's one thing to be aggressive and to want to pitch people and everything, but it's another thing to take from someone else. You know, that's not good etiquette. Oddly enough, you guys want to hear a funny story that happened? Or not a funny story. Last night I was sleeping. I had some very good dreams last night. But in one of these dreams, I was at a grocery store selling comics. And I was literally like at the edge of like the cereal aisle and waiting for people to walk by to pounce on them and pitch them my books. And I woke up this morning, I'm like, did I really dream about that? It was funny because I found out that one of my friends was pregnant, and I was like, oh my God, you're having a baby? And I just dropped everything. And I'm like, oh my God, come here. You know, it's really funny. It's super lame. Yes, I dream about being in grocery stores and pouncing on people and selling them my books. It happens, yes. Legion of Superheroes, number 279. Number 299. That's going to go for $1. Marvel Team Up, number 23, 50 cents. Don't tell anyone I did that. That's a really good deal on that book. Defenders Beyond, number 1 is 50 cents. Sam Wilson, Captain America, number 19 and 23. That's going to go for $1. Justice League of America Convergence, number 1 and number 2. That's going to go for $1. Jonah Hex, number 60, 62, 64, 65. I mean, honestly, I'm kind of like, I'm embarrassed to admit that that's 66. I really, you know, that is my method, though. I am a guerrilla salesman. I'm the last thing you suspect, and it's really how I started. When I went out to graham crackers to sell my books back in the day. In 2009, when I first published Yixing Shen, stores would carry the book, but they'd throw them in the back of their shops. How else were people going to find out about it if I didn't actually physically go there and throw the book in their face, right? You have to do it. And it's not something I wanted to do. It would have been really wonderful if people would have just been like, hey, do you have this book? And they would go into the back, but no one goes into the back of the comic shop, especially back then. Now they just did away with that section completely. But back then, it's like that's where all the zines and all the other stuff that just, people would have to come there specifically looking for that thing. And I checked back with them every Wednesday, and I said, how's the book selling? And I went back, and I saw all 10 copies of Yixing Shen just sitting there collecting dust. And I could not have that. And so one Sunday, I went over there, and I'm like, I'm going to move all these books, and it's just going to be done. I gave the shop all the profits to it, but we moved all 10 books, and that was it. So, I got used to it really quickly. And then at conventions, that just kind of opened the door for me because now I could still continue those tactics of guerrilla sales. At conventions, no one's coming to see me at a con. None of you guys who I've met at cons were coming there specifically to see me. Maybe now that's changed just a tiny bit. Maybe you're here to see me and some other people, but I am not a main attraction for a con. I am not the reason why people go to conventions. So I'm okay with that. That's what works for me. I anticipate that. I don't want to be the reason why you go to a convention. I want to be the reason why you bought something new. If you never read a comic before, I want to be the reason why you did. Chuck says this. He says, most people don't come to cons to meet you, and you're there to make them regret that. And I agree with that 100%. This is very true. And I'm there to throw people off guard. Could you imagine me doing it at a grocery store? Some lady's buying diced tomatoes, and I show up right in front of her. Hey, can I tell you about my comic? All right, I got all 5 of these going for $2.50. You come to Grand Rapids to sustain me. You're the best. Well, we table together at Grand Rapids. Captain America 15 is going to go for 50 cents. The Century Fallen Sun, number 1, is 50 cents. Wonder Woman 776 is 50 cents. Devil's Reign, Villains for Hire, number 2 is 50 cents. Strange Adventures, number 8 is 50 cents. Hawkman, number 11, and number 12, and number 13 is $1.50. Yeah, I know. It's okay. Don't worry about it. When you don't have high expectations of yourself and you kind of just be present and, self-aware of where you are and who you are, you tend to be a lot happier with things. And I've always been happy with that. See, like Tom King, for example, if he goes to a con, he's there because he got flown out to be there. He's not there to sell you new stuff. He's there to sign your books. He's there to chat with you about the stuff that he's working on and things like that. He's there to do panels, signings, things like that. I'm there to move my stuff. I made a very conscious decision that what I wanted to focus on in my career is my own publishing line. And I fell into selling collectibles around the time of COVID because conventions were shut down. But I still felt like this was a way for me to not only stay in the game, but to also move my stuff too. Because, people buy my comics on these shows too from time to time. So this became an avenue for me. And I've been doing it ever since, and I absolutely love it. I love being on the air with you guys. And it allows me to take things to the next level. So if I meet you at a convention, that doesn't mean that our business is concluded. It means it's just beginning. I want to engage with you guys. Even if you're just watching like Paul is, or Mike or whoever. If you're just hanging out here, you're a +1 for the show. You're helping my algorithm. You just being here and engaging with me means the world to me. All right, I have Power Man and Iron Fist number 96, going for 50 cents. Day of Vengeance number 2, 3, 4, and 6. You're just missing issues 1 and 5, and I'm doing it all for just $2. And finally, this is the last book I'm going to show you guys. I have Silk number 4 going for 50 cents. Are you talking about Grand Rapids? Oh, okay, K-pop knows Paul. He's good peeps. Yeah, I won't be able to do Motor City this year. I really want to try and get into the summer show next year. That's going to be the next thing I try and do. Okay, guys, this is the end of my show. I don't believe anybody got a spin on the wheel, so we're here. If anybody wants to grab this last batch of books here, I'll do it all for $10. We have our FOMO books here. We're just out of time. I need to wrap this up and eat lunch. I'm very hungry. But I want to thank you guys all for showing up today, for helping my algorithm, for being here, and thank you. I'll see you guys next week. I'll be on The Experience on Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Mountain Time, 9 p.m. Central, and 10 p.m. Eastern. I will send out invoices over the weekend, and as soon as you guys pay your invoices, I will ship everything. If you're catching this show after hours and you want to shop with me after hours, as you can see, a lot of stuff did not sell today. You can always reach out to me and say, hey, Onrie, do you still have Swamp Thing number 37 for $10? You bet your keister I do, and I'll still sell it to you. I got you covered. All right, so come on by anytime. Hit me up anytime. Just because I'm not in the air doesn't mean I'm not here for you guys. So take care. Have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy yourselves. Stay out of trouble. And I will see you guys next week. Take care. Love you all.